I just always remember Prairie View with fond memories.
My thought when I got to the campus was, I've never seen this many African Americans in one place in my life.
We were very much aware of segregation and discrimination when I went there.
So it was a nice, small, friendly campus.
Football was very big in terms of its position in the Southwest Conference. It was one of the larger schools of the conference.
I think it's the spirit of Prairie View. I think it's the camaraderie of being there.
Prairie View gave me an understanding that to be black was wonderful.
Prairie View A&M University, the second oldest public institution of higher learning in Texas, was founded as a land-grant college to educate blacks in the post-Civil War era. It was first called the Agricultural and Mechanical College of Texas for Colored Youth, and the board of directors of A&M College at Bryan was given responsibility for management of this new school. The A&M College of Texas for Colored Youth opened on March 11, 1878, with 8 young black men enrolling in the first class. In the beginning, little was expected of the college. Mostly it was created to conform to the law of the land which mandated its existence. But it survived and flourished, all along facing racial mistreatment and a constant shortage of funding. Today, Prairie View A&M University is one of America's elite historically black colleges and universities, and has consistently produced some of the nation's finest engineers, nurses, teachers, politicians, and architects, as well as business and military leaders. Its alumni have carried the spirit of Prairie View around the world. These are some of their stories.
Well, my connection with Prairie View is my aunt was married to the coach, Sam Taylor, and one of the things that my family decided was that I was to go to college, but that I was to go to Prairie View because my aunt was there and her husband, who was coach of the football team, and he wanted me to make sure that I brought my athletic prowess so he could handle it. So that was how I originally got to Prairie View.
I didn't have a trunk because my siblings had the trunks. So my belongings, my clothes and all, were packed in a big box. I can say it now, it was a Kotex box. I didn't think anything of it because I had all my things in a Kotex box. And went to the dormitory. And at that time, the road from the highway where the train stopped to the campus wasn't paved. It was a dirt road, but it was well packed. And so walked down that road, went on to the dormitory.
My life was a little different than my sister's because I went to 4 high schools in 3 years. After Arthuryne went to Prairie View, my parents divorced. My brother, who was between Arthuryne and me, he was there in graduate school. And I wasn't as brave as Arthuryne. I wanted to go someplace where there was family. And so I went to Prairie View from Indianapolis to go to school.
I'm a 4th generation of Prairie View. My father attended Prairie View. My grandmother attended Prairie View. And my father's aunts and uncles all attended Prairie View. In fact, we go back to prior to 1900 for members of my family attending Prairie View. So if you want to ask me, why did I go to Prairie View? I went to Prairie View because my father said so. It was just a family tradition that we would attend Prairie View.
My father went to Prairie View. My father's brother, Leroy Cleaver, attended Prairie View and then taught at Prairie View. I have 7 other relatives with last names Cleaver who graduated there. 2 other relatives whose names were not Cleaver graduated from there. And my oldest sister, Loris Cleaver, and my middle sister, Zora Cleaver, are all graduates of Prairie View. It is Cleaver University.
I'd been down there for basketball games with the track team. For the band was what I did most of. I wasn't a very good athlete, so I was in the band, and we would go to the band competition. In fact, we won a couple of times from my high school.
I played in the marching band at Booker T. Washington High School in Wichita Falls, Texas, and I was also in the drama club. So I came to state when Prairie View hosted years ago the state drama competitions. And so I was able to go down to compete in this drama when I was in the 10th grade. And then I participated in the annual band contest, which I hope they still have at Prairie View. You had some of the best marching bands on the planet competing for first place out at Blackshear Stadium, both in marching and playing. And so I had the opportunity to visit the campus a number of times before I attended Prairie View, and I also was able to come down and see my sister, who was a cheerleader at Prairie View at football games. And so I was actually connected to Prairie View even before I was born.
The number of students at the campus in 1932, as I remember, was around 400. Fortunately, that number grew to about the year I graduated to over 1,200. We had no telephones, no air conditioning. Matter of fact, the faculty houses didn't have air conditioning. As I recall, I don't think air conditioning was a part of the world at that time. Stayed in the dormitory. Lucky Hall. My first job was the janitor of the 2nd and 3rd floors of Lucky Hall, and I got $6 a month. When we went to dinner or any meal, the women students came in through one door, and we came in through another door. Dismissal was the same way. Once a month, we had a social. That social was held down on the athletic field. So we left the campus, and at 4 o'clock on one Sunday a month, we could walk down to the football field and sit up in the grandstands and talk with the young ladies and so forth.
In 1964, the men's and women's dorms, the men and women's dorms were separate. Today, they're still in the same dorms, but then not only were they separate, but the girls had to be in at 10 o'clock.
Well, we had to attend chapel every Sunday, and then during the week, I think it was on Tuesday at noontime, we had to attend chapel. And always there was something. Lee C. Phillips was our reverend, and he did a masterful job in terms of the Sunday sessions of giving us understanding, of a Christian understanding. The attending chapel also brought forth many giggles and laughs. Sometimes some of the students, especially the girls, would hide back in the dormitories, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the session, the chapel session, the dean of women would be coming in, bringing the girls in who she had found loitering in the dormitories.
You had to go to chapel, and of course there was a young minister. Was very handsome, and the girls would always race to get the front seat. So